We go, the first ever conference series for Texas in the state of Florida comes against the UCF Knights. And stepping in is Jared Thomas, the average at 356. He's got 14 homers, and Ben Vespe's first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike. A.J. Lastaglio, the home plate umpire, and we're underway. No ball, one strike count. Defensive shift to the right side for UCF. And Vespe's 0-1 offer. And that's popped up into shallow center field. Hustling in is Anthony Calabro. He'll make the catch, and one down.
A couple of good fastballs so far from Ben Vespe. This one here at 88 just gets in on the hands of Jared Thomas. Jams him up and flies him out to center field.
Preves, Calabro, Zeska, the outfield. Left to right. A straight is actually Braden Calise at third. Mikey Kluska short. Andrew Braid at second. Lex Bodeker at first. And Danny Nerai is the catcher for UCF. Jalen Flores steps in. The sophomore shortstop, batting .345. He's got 16 home runs. And Vespe's pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. You've studied Texas. What's so good? What makes them so good offensively?
They don't miss mistakes. If you leave a fastball over the heart of the plate, they drive it somewhere in a gap or out of the ballpark. They do not miss.
0-1 pitch, and there's a strike, 0-2 to Flores. Had a struggling weekend against Oklahoma State last week. Was 1 for 11 in that series. Now the 0-2 pitch here by Vespe. And swing and a miss. He struck him out, 2 down to the inning.
It's a good breaking ball here by Vespe. Slider starts on the outside corner, down and out. Flores must have seen fastball out of the hand. He swings at this thing as it bounces behind the left-handed batter's box.
So 2 down for Ben Vespe in the top half of the first. Now Peyton Powell steps in, left-hander hitting third baseman. The average at 338. Consistent last year, hit 339. And the pitch in there for a strike. On the year, Powell's had a hit in 40 of the 49 Texas games this year. The Longhorns 30 and 19, 15 and 9 in the conference. UCF 30 and 15, 11 and 12 in league play. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2, 92 in the fastball by Vespe. See the defensive shift again to the right side of that infield. No ball, 2 strike count. And the pitch fouled back. Stays at 0-2. Longhorn team batting average of .292. UCF comes in at .287. The Knights ERA 4.17. Texas at 4.98 for David Pierce. Coached at Tulane before going to Texas, so familiar with UCF days in the American. The 0-2. And just missed on the outside corner, 1-2.
That's a little bit of it's a front door 2-seam fastball. He starts it in off the plate, tries to get that tail, that arm side run to work back over the inside corner, and just misses off the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And a 1-2 pitch. That missed. Count goes 2-2.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a back foot breaking ball, a little bit up in the zone, trying to get swing and miss. Because it started so up in the zone, Powell doesn't even give it a look.
2-2 offer. And a ground ball, base hit opposite field. Powell rounds first, and a big turn there, and the close pitch that Vespe doesn't get ends up being a base hit for Texas with 2 outs here in the first inning.
That's a good piece of hitting. Peyton Powell gets a fastball at 91 over the outer third, and he doesn't miss it. Hits a line shot right where a third baseman would be, but shift on, base hit for Powell.
So Powell's at first. He's got 2 stolen bases. Texas, like UCF, not a big running team. They've got 37 stolen bases. Max Ballou steps in. That's with 2 outs, a runner at first. And swings and misses off speed there, 0-1.
That's a good changeup there from Vespe. Looks like the fastball out of hand has the same action, but about 8 to 9 mile an hour difference.
No ball, 1 strike count. Runner off at first with 2 down. That's hit to left field. Playable. Hustling over is Preves, and he'll make the catch, and the inning ends. A 2-out single for the Longhorns. Into the bottom half of the first from Orlando. Scoreless 10 games. And Braid steps in. Max Grubb set to go for Texas. And the pitch. Braid takes up high for ball 1.
There's the sinker there. First pitch. You see the movement that it had. Starts on the inside corner and works its way behind Braid almost.
1 ball, no strike count. The Knights' second baseman, Andrew Braid. Down low, 2-0. Longhorns won 42 games last year. They're 30-19 at the moment, ranked 18th in one of the major college baseball polls. Now a 2-0 pitch. And it's up there 3-0.
Command issues so far. This first batter for Grubbs looks like he's a little sped up on the mound. Got to slow himself down, take a deep breath like he did. Just step off the back of the mound. Just compose yourself a little bit.
Now 3-0 pitch. And Brayton looks at a strike all the way. It's 3-1. Now 3-1 offer by Grubbs. And missed inside. A leadoff walk for Brate starts the UCF first.
Grubbs' sinker looks like it's moving a lot more than he expects right now. And sometimes that can be tough to get in the zone when you're not sure how much those pitches are going to move on you.
Lex Bodeker steps in, the night first baseman, the average at 281. Brate at first with 7 stolen bases, which for UCF is good enough for second behind the guy at the plate, who's got 10. And Lex takes outside for ball 1.
Yeah, all sinkers so far from Grubbs, and it's just tailing off the plate right now. Got a lot of movement to it.
1 ball, no strike count. And the pitch. Pulled back in a bunt that is called a strike. Count evens up at 1. Lex with 24 career home runs. And a 1-1 pitch by Grubbs. Outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Trying to go to a changeup there, and that one just floated off the plate.
A runner at first to start the inning. A leadoff walk by Brate. And a 2-1 pitch. And swing and a miss there. Count evens up at 2.
Yeah, it's that front door slider there. Started on the inside part, worked its way behind Bodeker, gets him to swing at it. See here, pretty good pitch.
Go to first base, runner back.
I'll go right back to that pitch if I'm Grubbs. Go back to the slider in.
Now 2-2 pitch. And Lex hits a base hit right field. Brate around second. He'll get to third. And a single by Lex Bodeker, and UCF in business. First and third, nobody out in the first.
Yeah, Grubbs tries to go to that slider, but leaves it over the heart of the plate. And Bodeker's a good hitter. You leave a pitch like this over the heart of the plate, he's going to get the barrel to it and drive it, and he does just that. Line shot to the right side of the infield. Brate's able to go first to third, and now UCF's got first and third here with nobody out.
It brings up Jack Ziska as Bodeker's at first base. His 55th hit of the year. Jack Ziska, the average at 319. He's got 10 homers and a team high 40 RBIs. He's knocked in 7 the last 4 games. So a big chance for UCF here in the first with first and third, nobody out. Max Grubbs out of the stretch now with 2 on. And Ziska takes a strike, 0-1. Second baseman Jack O'Dowd is close to the bag at second, behind it. Not a full shift, but there's a look at Dowd there. No ball, 1 strike count to Ziska. And the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Texas catcher Rylan Galvan went out and had a visit with Grubbs after the base hit from Bodeker, and these last 2 pitches, Grubbs has been locked in, put him right where he wanted both of them.
Now Ziska behind it, 0-2. And the pitch. Down low. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
That's exactly what he wants, that slider too. In an 0-2 count, he wanted to try to bounce that thing, see if he can get a swing and a miss chase from Jack Ziska. Ziska just lays off.
Andrew Sundin waits on deck for UCF. A walk to Brate, a base hit to Bodeker. First and third, nobody out. A 1-2 count to Ziska. And the pitch. Fly ball to right field. It'll be deep enough going back. And Blue makes the catch. Braid will tag up and score. Sacrifice fly by Jack Ziska and a 1-0 night lead.
This is the veteran at bat right there from Jack Ziska. Knows exactly what he needs to do. He gets behind with 2 strikes, gets a slider that's left up in the zone just a little bit. That's a pitch that Grubbs wants either off or down, so it's out of the zone and he can't make contact with it. Gets the barrel to it, gets the sac fly to right field.
So 1-0 night lead. The RBI for Ziska is 41st. Here comes Andrew Sundin. The night DH batting .281. Sonny, since he's been back after missing a month with an injury, 4 for 24. Boddicker at first with 1 out and 1 run in. And Sundin looks at a strike, 0-1.
Good breaking ball there for strike 1 from Max Grubbs.
Throw to first and Boddicker dives back. Knights 33 of 46 in stolen bases. Mentioned Texas, like UCF, doesn't steal a lot. They got 37 stolen bases. Now the 0-1. Sundin hesitates and then swings late, and he's behind 0-2.
You want to know how a guy has a good sinker? That swing right there will tell you when a guy's got a good swing, a sinker, because he thought that pitch was going to be a fastball middle in, and it ends up behind him, and he swung right over the top of it and wishes he didn't.
No ball, 2-strike count to Sundin. And a pickoff at first. Lux got caught leaning a little bit, but dives back. No ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch. Fouled off by Sundin. It stays 0-2.
We've seen Sundin all year be a really good 2-strike hitter, and when you talk to him, he doesn't mind swinging up there with 2 strikes. He's fine with adapting to what's being thrown to him and shortening his swing up and making contact.
1 run in for UCF. 1 out runner at first. Bottom half of the first. And the pitch. Sundin fouls it off. Still sits at 0-2.
That was the sinker there again from Grubbs. Very similar.
The 0-2 pitch. Sundin swings and misses. And a strikeout there for Grubbs and 2 down.
Good location on the slider there from Grubbs. Starts it on the outside corner, works it almost to the ground toward the left-handed batter's box and gets a swing and a miss from Sundin.
So 2 down for Matt Prebesk, who steps in, a team-leading average of .360. He's got 67 hits on the year. Still at first base is Boddicker. And Prebesk chops this to the shortstop off the glove. It'll be an infield single for Prebesk, and the inning continues.
Sometimes it doesn't matter how hard you hit it, but where you hit it. He chops this ball into the ground opposite field. We've seen him go opposite field quite a bit this year, and that one there just takes a funny hop, in between hop on Jalen Flores out at shortstop, and he just can't come up with it.
So an infield single for Prebesk. Anthony Calabro will step in. The average at .226. The last couple of games he's 4 for 8. And David Pierce, the head coach of Texas, will come out and have a conversation with Max Grubbs and the UCF in the eyes of some right there in the bubble. Here's Calabro, first and second with 2 outs. And he takes a look at strike 1.
There's that slider from Grubbs' first pitch for a strike again. We've seen him do that a couple times now. Has a lot of confidence in that pitch.
No ball, 1 strike count. And Grubbs' pitch. And it's chopped foul by Calabro, and the count goes 0-2. A number of 0-2 situations for Grubbs tonight in the first inning here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gotten ahead a handful of times so far. It feels like we've seen a lot of 2-strike counts, and it's just a mistake here and there. Leave a breaking ball up in the zone or something floats back over the plate, and UCF hitters have hit those mistakes with 2 strikes.
No ball, 2-strike count to Calabro, and he swings and misses, and Grubbs gets a couple of strikeouts, but UCF gets a run on 2 hits. 1 done on a Friday night in a 1-0 lead by Vespi. That's a strike, 0-1.
Good fastball from Vespi, 91. Just lays one over the inner third, and Kimball Schuessler not really looking for it.
Texas A&M transfer, the 0-1 pitch. And just missed there. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
The scouting report on Vespi has been that he'll pitch backwards. And we have yet to see that so far today in this young outing for him. He's throwing a lot of fastballs.
1-1 pitch by the UCF right-hander. Up high. When you say pitch backwards to the common fan, is meaning what?
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see off-speed stuff early in the count and then fastballs to either freeze or sneak by a hitter for strike 3 or to sneak a strike in.
2-1 pitch. Missed inside, 3-1.
The traditional way of pitching is fastballs early and then go to the off-speed stuff once you get ahead.
And equal to career high in innings against Houston last Friday, going 7, gave up 2 hits and 1 run. 3-1 pitch here. And a hard hit ball past Calise at third. It'll be a leadoff single for Schussler as he hits a missile past Calise to start the Longhorns second.
Yeah, this ball's smoked. This is a fastball right down the middle. He hammers it right by Calise over at third base. Calise almost had no chance. I mean, ball was almost by him by the time he got a chance to take his first step.
So runner at first to start the Longhorns second. Now Porter Brown, the left fielder, steps in. The senior batting .211. Schussler at first. No stolen bases this year. Vespi's pitch is in there for a strike to Porter Brown. Played at TCU from 2019 to 2022. No ball, 1 strike count. And Vespi's pitch up high, 1-1.
A couple off-speed pitches so far to start this at bat off for Porter Brown. Vespi now pitching a little backwards here with a runner on first base.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch home. Down low, 2-1.
Like cut off a fastball there. Try to go fastball in.
Two ball, 1 strike count. Top of the second, 1-0 lead for UCF. And the pitch. And that missed. Now 3-1.
Breaking ball there on the outside part. Didn't make its way back enough to catch the corner.
Three ball, 1 strike pitch to come by Vespi. And missed there. Ball 4. The Longhorns get 2 aboard to start the second.
Yeah, he tries to go back to that front door. 2-seam fastball, work its way back over the inside corner and just doesn't make it there.
So now the Longhorns get first and second, nobody out. Ryan Galvan will step in. Ryland batting .296. He's got 7 homers. And now first and second, nobody out. And Vespi's pitch home. A bunt fouled off. That got a piece of Danny Neareye. 0-1.
Yeah, just because this team has 99 home runs on the year doesn't mean they won't play small ball. They have 22 sacrifices this year. They will play small ball and they will lay down a bunt.
No ball, 1 strike count on Wadlin Galvan. Has a 4-game hit streak that he brings into this game. First and second, nobody out for Texas. The 0-1 pitch. He'll bunt. And it'll be fielded by Calise. He'll go to first base, get the out there. Sacrifice bunt by Galvan. The Longhorns have second and third, 1 out.
That's a great bunt. It's exactly where you want to try to put this bunt. Runner on first and second. You want to try to draw that third baseman in, have him make a play, and have your guy walk into third base safely. And he did just that. Fantastic bunt right there by Galvan.
1 down now. And Will Gasparino will step in. The talented freshman center fielder at 6'6", from Los Angeles, California. Batting .253, second and third, 1 out. And he lines that foul past first base. Dad, director of scouting for the LA Dodgers. I would say baseball in the family's blood. Dad played at Oklahoma State.
Yep. Dad was a great player at Oklahoma State, too.
Played his high school baseball, Harvard Westlake, one of the great high school programs in the country. No ball, 1 strike count. Middle infield back, the 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses as Vespi goes off speed there.
You got to go right back to that pitch there if you're Ben Vespi. Big time breaking ball. Top of the zone to the bottom of the zone. Gets a swing and a miss from the 6'6" Gasparino.
No ball, 2 strike count. Let's see if he throws it again. And the pitch. He went off speed, but just missed there.
Yeah, another breaking ball. This one looks like it misses off the plate away a little bit. Definitely not up for a guy that's 6'6" at the plate. His zone's a little bit different.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And the pitch. Ground ball to first. Bodeker knocks it down. He'll step on the bag. He'll get the out there. Texas ties it up on the ground out. 1-1 ball game.
It's a good piece of hitting by Will Gasparino. This is a team at bat right here. He sees his 3rd breaking ball in a row and gets the barrel to this one. Hits a line shot off the chest of Lex Bodeker at first base and gets himself an RBI.
So Gasparino drives home his 39th run. And it brings up Jack O'Dowd, the Longhorn second baseman. The average at 191. Runner at third with 2 down. Down low, ball 1. O'Dowd began his college career at Vanderbilt. He's been at Texas now for this his 3rd year. 1 ball, no strike count. 2 outs, runner at third, 1-1 game. And he fouls that back, 1-1.
Off speed left up in the zone, and O'Dowd takes a hack at it, just fouls it straight back.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And Vespi's pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Another really good breaking ball by Vespi. This one starts top of the zone again, works its way down to the dirt. Really good depth on that pitch.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And the 1-2. Ground ball to second base. Braid off a hop. Will flip to first for the out. The Longhorns, they'll get over the NCAA tournament. Good to see that group of guys come back and be honored tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see the history of some of these programs just living and breathing through these type of ceremonies and just the torch that's been passed down to some of these guys.
Danny Neary, the night catcher, steps in to start the bottom of the second in a 1-1 ball game. He takes a strike from Max Grubbs. Grubbs, couple of strikeouts in the first, gave up a run, a couple of hits, but his team got that run back. Now Neary takes ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike count. I talked about Danny. The pitch is called with a runner at third a couple of times. He knows that pitch is going to be low. Good job defensively.
Yeah, he's been fantastic behind the plate.
Ground ball to the second baseman, and O'Dowd on the outfield grass throws to get Danny Neary. But again, trust in Neary to throw those pitches there.
Yeah, absolutely. You trust in your catcher behind home plate to be able to bounce a breaking ball in a big situation like that, because that's what it calls for. And you know, that's huge to have. And Texas has it on their side, too. I'll tell you what, Rylan Galvan is one of the best defensive catchers I've watched all year so far.
Brandon Cooley steps in, the night third baseman. The average at 262. Here's a look at Rylan Galvan behind home plate in the pitch. Fouled off by Cooley, 0-1.
And I watched him make a throw down to second base from his knees that had my jaw just drop. I mean, it was an absolute missile down to second base, and it just looked effortless from him.
No ball, 1 strike count. Max Grubbs for Texas kicks and delivers. And Calise takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
See, that's what we saw a lot of in the first inning, right? Is that sinker running so much for Grubbs that it starts over the plate, but it just keeps running right off inside of these right-handed hitters.
1-1 pitch. And he got a piece of that, but foul tipped into Galvan's glove, and it's 1-2.
There's the slider. Slider's been up in the zone for the most part so far from Grubbs.
1-2 pitch. And fouled off by Calise. Grubbs limited use last year to the bullpen. Foul ball comes back up, gets a piece of Calise, but a guy that was rarely used now becomes a Friday starter for you in Big 12 play.
And I'll tell you what, he doesn't get rattled. I've watched games that he's thrown, and he'll give up a home run, and he just bounces right back.
1-2 pitch fouled away by Calise.
That's tough to do as a pitcher. We talk about that often, the short memory on relief pitchers and whatnot, and I think that's what's helped him from moving from the bullpen to the starting role is if he gives up a hit or a home run or something like that, he just gets right back on the mound and gets back to business.
Another 1-2 pitch. The ninth third baseman Grubbs delivers. And again fouled off by Calise. Yeah, talking to a few of the Texas people, they would tell you this is one of the best offensive teams that David Pierce has had. It's been the consistency in pitching that has been a little bit off of what they thought, and yet they're still 30-19. But
we're going to see the slider here.
Right in the race in the conference, and fouled off again by Calise.
There's a slider. Calise able to foul it off. Grubb's still not able to put it down in the zone where he wants to. He's done it once or twice so far, but every other time it's kind of been elevated in a hittable pitch, and UCF's been finding ways to get barrels to it.
1-2 pitch again. Fouled off again by Calise. Making Grubbs work now 34 pitches.
I'll tell you what, Calise is one of those guys that you hate to face as a pitcher because he'll just stick the bat out there to foul balls off until you leave a mistake over the plate that he can handle and hits a line drive somewhere. I mean, he'll just keep fouling balls off.
Another 1-2 pitch. And that time Grubbs gets him and wins the battle. A third strikeout for Max Grubbs.
And that's exactly where he wants to put that slider. He wants to bury that thing down in the zone. Let your catcher do some work back there and get a swing and a miss. And he's done it. When he's done that, that's where he gets the swing and miss and strike three on these UCF hitters.
2 down now as Grubbs will face Mikey Kluska, the UCF shortstop. The average at 243. Rides a 4-game hit streak, though, into this one. With 2 outs and nobody on. 1-1 game, bottom of the second. UCF and Texas, first ever meeting. And Kluska takes down low ball 1.
Just missed down with that sinker. That's a good miss, though, if you're Max Grubbs.
1 ball, no strike count. And a 1-0. And a strike evens things up at 1.
Dotted up on the outside corner there. Beautiful fastball for a strike. Put it exactly where he wanted it.
The 1-1. And Kluska gets it to right field, but a line drive is going to be caught by Ballou in the inning ends. Grubbs puts the Knights down in order. We're done with 2 this Friday night series opening game. Top half of the third. Jared Thomas, leadoff batter for the Longhorns. First pitch in the outfield grass, knocked down. Brate picks up, fires to first, and he will not get the runner. And Thomas is aboard. Brate way back on the outfield grass, and even though he knocked it down, he had a long throw.
Yeah, it's a changeup that's hammered by Jared Thomas. Kind of eats up Brate a little bit, and he can't pick it up clean the first time. Tries to throw, but at that point, I mean, leadoff man Jared Thomas is too fast.
Thomas a perfect 13 for 13 in stolen bases. He's at first. And Jalen Flores steps in. He struck out his first time up. Squares to bunt. Runner goes. Third on second base is not in time. A huge jump by Thomas. There was no question he was going. And Steven, he was about halfway down before Vespi threw a pitch.
Yeah, great jump. And that's why he's been so successful this year on steal attempts. He is perfect. 14 for 14 now.
1 ball, no strike count. And the Longhorns, a runner at second with nobody down. Pitch is hit deep to center field. Calabro goes back, and he will run it down at the warning track. Tagging up is Thomas to go to third. A long fly ball out, 1 down, but a Longhorn at third.
It's a good piece of hitting by Jalen Flores. Ball gets in on the hands just a little bit, it looked like. A little bit of late life to it, moved in. Doesn't get enough of it to get it out of the ballpark, but gets enough to move that runner over to third base and give the guy behind him a chance to drive him in.
So Calabro makes the catch, but the go-ahead run for Texas now at third. Peyton Powell steps in. A base hit his first time up. Shifting into the right side of the infield. His base hit went opposite field last time up. A strike, 0-1.
Yeah, you got Calise over at third base playing in, but almost a normal position for third base.
Now the 0-1 pitch. And off speed there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Vespi's got to be smart with this pitch here because all it takes is a ground ball up the middle right now, and Texas drives in that run from third base.
No ball, 2-strike count. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nearai's going to throw to first base. They'll get the out there. Runner stays at third. Big pitch there. And again, we talk about Nearai blocking that. He had a block and throw to first even.
Yeah, fantastic pitch and great job by Danny Nearai behind home plate. It's a textbook block. You want to block it and deaden it enough to where it just drops right in front of you and you can recover that thing and throw a strike to first base. He did exactly that.
2 outs. Mac Ballou steps in. Max hitting .352 coming in. He flew out his first time up to left. And the pitch. Just up high.
2-seam run to the hands of Ballou there. Trying to sneak one in.
Max 6'2" sophomore. 2 outs, runner at third. 1-1 game in the third. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, that off-speed pitch.
Yeah, went to the slider. Off-speed breaking ball. Man, it's got a ton of depth tonight for Vespi.
1 ball, 1 strike count. And just outside a little bit. AJ Estaglio looked like he may have put a right hand up, but opted not to.
There's a changeup and just kept running a little bit too far off the plate.
2 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch. Rounded foul past first base.
Once again with the fastball, trying to get under the hands here of Max Ballou, and that one's successful, gets him to foul it off.
Matt Schuessler was asked to be moving back by the home plate umpire. He keeps moving closer down from the dugout, or further from the dugout. 2-2 pitch here. And he missed there, 3-2. Another close pitch doesn't go Vespi's way.
Vespi really wanted that one. It's a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate. He thought it was there to catch the top of the zone. Home plate umpire thought otherwise.
Full count pitch to come. 2 outs, runner at third. And Vespi's pitch. Grounded foul. Into the night dugout. .46 pitch to come here for Ben Vespi. Another 3-2 pitch. And he missed inside, and the walk extends the inning.
That cut off a fastball at 90 miles an hour, just off the plate, missed inside on the left-handed hitting Ballou.
Kimball Schuessler will step in. A base hit to start the Texas second. He bats with 2 outs, runners at first and third. Early in the game, but a big moment. Both teams here. Texas looking for a 2-out hit to give him the lead. Vespi tries to get a third out to keep it a 1-1 game. And the pitch. Missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Max Ballou at first base has stolen 3 bags so far this year. He's 3 for 4, but UCF has not done a great job of throwing out runners. Don't be surprised at some point to see him in motion.
A 1-0 pitch. And there's a strike, 1-1.
Looked like a changeup there from Vespi, catches the outside corner.
Runners at first and third for Texas. 2 outs, 1-1 game, top of the third. And a 1-1 pitch here. And it's in there for a strike. 1-2. Well, he's gotten to 2 strikes with it off speed. The question is, did they throw it again?
Yeah, you got to here. I think you go back to it. I think you try to go back to the breaking ball, and like you said, let Danny Nearai work behind home plate for you and block it up if necessary.
See if the runner first to move here in this pitch. 1-2 pitch by Vespi. And popped up, and Bodeker, first base, is going to watch it get out of play.
Vespi decided to go with a 90-mile-an-hour heater up in the zone. And Schuessler was a little behind on it, but able to foul it off.
Another 1-2 pitch to come.
The fastball up does set up for a breaking ball here.
The 1-2 offer by Vespi. Missed 2-2.
Goes fastball and misses away with it when they're off the plate.
2-ball, 2-strike count. And the pitch. Popped out of play. It'll still be 2-2.
It's a big pitch right here for Ben Vespi. Really good hitter at the plate.
Base hit. Fly out, strikeout, and walk. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball up out of the zone. But Vespi gets 1-1 game. Max Grubbs, the righty for Texas, set to go to work. And the pitch. In there for strike. We wish all of our friends in Tallahassee safety after the band of storms and tornado came through the area, damaging, among things, Florida State's stadium. The 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. The right field fence portion above the cement wall ripped down, and the famous Flying Circus tent beyond right field completely knocked down among the damage up there.
Yeah, it was a massive storm that came through.
1-1 pitch out of the zone, 2-1. Rich Wallace, of course, knows Florida State's coaching staff well, as part of the Seminole staff. 2-1 pitch down low. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. But Rich doesn't want to think about seeing his former boss in a regional. He just knows he's got important baseball games before that field would be announced. 3-1 count to Brate to start the UCF third. And the pitch. Strike 3-2.
Andrew Brate has done a great job working counts so far. Worked a walk in his leadoff at bat. Now to lead off this inning takes a 3-2 count.
Full count pitch. Chops this foul though. And Hayden Powell behind the bag at third. In foul territory. Do a 3-2 pitch again. Brate back in the box, and again, full count pitch. And he swings and misses. And a 4th strikeout for Max Grubbs, 1 down.
Good fastball on the outside corner. Just paints up, down and away. Gets Brate to swing right through it for strike 3. Great job by Max Grubbs to come back in that at bat and get the strikeout.
1 down for Lex Bodecker, a base hit his first time up. And Lex steps in with 1 out, nobody on here, bottom of the 3rd. Takes inside for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. And a little dribbler, third base side of the mound. Grubbs picks it up and throws, and 2 down to the inning.
He fields his position too. Great job. Max Grubbs bouncing off the mound, setting his feet, and making a throw to first base. Bodecker he's quick out of the box. He moves pretty well. Good athlete, fields it clean, sets his feet, fires a strike.
So Grubbs fields the position. He's put down 6 nights in a row. Now Jack Ziska, sacrifice fly to bring home UCF's run in the first inning. And the pitch. Ziska takes inside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled off.
That was a sinker in. Ziska fouls it off his front leg. Gonna walk it off a little bit after that.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Here's a look at Max Grubbs on a warm night in Orlando. See the sweat that he deals with. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off by Ziska, goes to 1-2. Scorching swings is what we choose to call it, with 92 degrees and a little bit of a gust up to 13 miles an hour. But on the field, it is warm.
Yeah, down on the turf pregame, it was hot, but the field of play and the natural grass not nearly as bad as the turf.
Ground ball and a base hit by Ziska. 2-out single to left field, and the seniors aboard with a single.
Couple of great at-bats so far for Jack Ziska in this game. Sac fly, his first at-bat, base knock in the second one. Gets himself a slider that's up in the zone again, and he handles it pretty well to left field for a base hit.
So Ziska at first, his 53rd hit of the year. And here's Andrew Sundin. Sundin struck out his first time up. He'll step in, 2 outs, a runner at first. 1-1 game, bottom half of the third. Go to first with Ziska back. Sundin, Stephen Branca 4 for 25 since he's come back. What have you noticed?
He didn't look comfortable at the plate and not nearly able to move down the line like he wishes he could.
Swings and misses there. Nothing in 1.
Doesn't look like he's playing in pain, but playing in a big old knee brace sometimes it just doesn't feel right. You're not used to it. You haven't done it before, and it can be pretty uncomfortable.
No ball, 1 strike count. The 0-1. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike count. It's the same type of injury and brace that John Rice Plumlee had for the UCF quarterback. He tried to play with it, and it limited his mobility. Obviously important for him. 1-1 pitch coming to Sundin. And there's a strike. It's 1-2.
A slider at the top of the zone. We haven't seen many pitches up at the top of the zone called yet tonight, especially on these hitters, these right-handed hitters.
1 ball, 2 strike count to Sundin. And Grubbs goes over to first, and Ziska again back. Hit a 1-2 pitch. And here it comes. Held off by Sundin. Only he knows the mental battle of, do I feel that brace and what that does, as opposed to a free swinging Andrew Brate that's catching 3 of the 4 games a week and going through normal routine.
Yeah, it's definitely, you could tell it's been different for Sundin. I mean, it's a big piece of equipment that's on his leg.
Another 1-2 pitch. Pops it up into center field. Gasparino will make the catch, and again it's a 2-out single for top half of the 4th. UCF and Texas tied at 1. Porter Brown begins the 4th inning in a little dribble to first, and it'll be Vespi who can't scoop it into first base and getting past Bodeker, but they'll be able to track it down. But Porter Brown's going to be aboard. He put it in the right spot, and he earns the 90 feet to first base.
Yeah, we've seen this a couple times today. It doesn't have to be hit hard. It's just got to be in the right spot. Vespi takes the right angle to get over there and just out of his reach. And Brate really has no chance to make a play there.
An infield single will put Brown aboard. He's got 10 stolen bases and wouldn't be surprised if he's going early. Rylan Galvan will step in. Sack bunt his first time up. Brown at first to start the Texas 4th. And Vespi will throw over. Third straight inning, the Longhorns have had a leadoff man aboard. Popped up at a play by Galvan, 0-1. Well, the history of Texas baseball, 1895, the first year. They've only been to the College World Series, Stephen, 38 times.
Only.
By far the most. The 0-1 pitch. Just outside. 6 national championships. And the standard of Texas isn't just to get to Omaha. One ball, 1 strike count. Vespi's pitch is a strike. It's 1-2.
It's It's been an unbelievable program for many, many years. Led at one point not too long ago by the late, great Augie Garrido, just a legendary head coach, led those teams.
And the great Cliff Gustafson for many years, obviously.
Yep.
David Pierce's 8th year as the Texas head coach. He was at Sam Houston, Tulane before going to Texas. He was on Wayne Graham's staff at Rice. Runner goes, pitches a ground ball towards the hole. Kluska's got a long throw, and he'll make it to third base, and getting there easily is Porter Brown. Calise goes over not knowing if Kluska's going to get it, and Brown wisely takes advantage of that and gets to third base with 1 out.
This is great heads-up base running right here from Porter Brown. He takes off on the steal and has a great jump. He was going to be standing up at second base. And then he sees, like you said, Calise trying to make a play over in the 6 hole. Kluska comes over, makes a backhand play, nobody at third base, and he's in there easy.
Not quite sure, even if Kluska's at third, you would have thrown him out. Well, Gasparino, an RBI ground out his first time up. 1 out, runner at third for Texas. And a strike, 0-1. Brown's speed had him at second before Kluska even threw, and that kind of gave him an advantage.
Well, and if there's somebody at third base, you don't know if he sees somebody there, maybe just stops. But when you look up and nobody's there, nobody has a chance of even covering, you take off immediately.
A 1 pitch fouled off. It's 0-2. So look at Will Gasparino. That's inside now the UCF dugout. No ball, 2-strike count. And Vespe's pitch. Outside, 1-2. Well, he's looking for a strikeout here to avoid that sac fly or ground ball. What might he throw 1-2?
I mean, I would use near eye behind home plate and bounce one of those breaking balls here, see if you can get a swing and a miss.
The 1-2 pitch here. And he did that, but he didn't go fishing for it.
Yeah, Gasparino lays off of it. A lot of times that pitch is easier to lay off of when you miss with a fastball away like he did. I mean, there was both those pitches now just out of the zone so much that Gasparino didn't even give it a chase.
2-2 pitch now by Vespe. High fly ball that's deep. Back goes Prevesk. He will look at it. He'll go with the warning track. He will jump, and he will not make the catch. It's a home run. A 2-run shot for Will Gasparino. It's the 100th home run hit by Texas this year, and the Longhorns grab a 3-1 lead as Gasparino hits his 12th.
Yeah, this ball is a towering fly ball to left field, and it just keeps carrying and carrying and carrying. This wind is blowing out, and it just blows it right out of the ballpark just enough. See the fastball, he gets the hands to it. Looked like off the end just a little bit, but man, he's got such long levers in that 6'6" frame that he's got a ton of power. And that ball leaves the ballpark to left field.
Prevesk tried to make a catch, couldn't do it. 3-1 lead for Texas. And ball 1 to Jack O'Dowd. Well, the base hit, ground out, and home run give the Longhorns their first lead. 1-0 pitch, a strike, 1-1.
Change up there from Vespe.
6th homer allowed by Ben, the 100th home run hit by Texas this year. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to second and pass breaks into right field. The number 9 hitter for Texas with a base hit, 1 out, runner at first.
Good piece of hitting by Jack O'Dowd. Gets himself a fastball. Just barrels it through the hole in the right side of the infield. Full extension layout there by Andrew Brate. Just can't get to it.
Well, Drew Thomas, the pitching coach, will come out and make his first visit to try to settle 3-1 Texas with 1 out and 1 on. The Longhorns here in the top of the 4th. Garrett Thomas, 1 for 2. That's hit to center field. Calabro is going to have room to make the catch. He does, and 2 down.
Garrett Thomas wasn't going to waste any time here. Gets a pitch over the plate that he could hammer, and he does. It just happens to be right at Calabro in center field.
So Vespe gets an important second out for him. And Jalen Flores, the Texas shortstop, with a strikeout and flyout, will step in. A runner at first with 2 down. Pitch outside for ball 1. Vespe went 7 last week at Houston through 95 pitches. The 1-0 pitch here. Down low, 2-0.
It's a big pitch right here. 2-0 count to Jalen Flores, a guy that's hitting .342 with 16 homers on the year. And Texas is trying to add to that lead right now.
The 2-0 pitch by Ben Vespi. And fouled off. That got near eye. Goes to 2-1.
He's taking a beating back there right now. He's had to drop and block a handful of times. A couple of balls fouled off him so far. We're only in the fourth. See here, this ball's fouled off. Hits him right in the inner thigh, and that there's no padding there.
2-ball, 1-strike count. A.J. Lastaglio, like a good veteran umpire, gives the catcher hit by a foul ball a chance to gather himself and get back behind the dish. Now the 2-1 pitch, waits for pickoff attempt at first. The Longhorns in Big Ten play 2-6 in Friday night games, although they've won 7 of 8 conference series. The 2-1 pitch by Vespi. Swing and a miss on a pitch up high, now 2-2.
Good fastball there from Vespi. Top of the zone with a little bit of movement. Gets Flores to foul tip it, but hard enough to get by him.
2-ball, 2-strike count. 2 outs, run at first in the pitch here. Ground ball, Kluska at short will throw to second base to get the force out. But the Longhorns get first pitch to start the bottom half of the fourth is a strike to Matt Priebus from Max Grubbs. And that's down low. Grubbs gave up that run in the first where UCF had something going. What's he been like since?
He's been lights out since. He's found his command, and I'll tell you what, the breaking ball has been fantastic, and he's starting mixing that fastball for a strike.
1-1 pitch, and Priebus swings and misses way off on that 1-2.
That's the changeup. He barely ever shows it, but when he does, man, that was a really good changeup right there for the second strike.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Matt Priebus. And he fouls that off. A base hit for Priebus, his first time up. 3 runs, 6 hits for Texas, 1-3-0 for UCF. Now the 1-2 again. Slaps that foul. Knights will be at Baylor to close out the regular season next week. Texas will be home to take on Kansas. Longhorns 3 straight conference series with no midweek game. The 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball to short. Flores bobbles it, and Priebus gets aboard.
That's a tough play here. This would have been a tough play either way for Flores. But you see, he gets on his horse and starts busting in immediately. And sometimes when you run in too hard on some of these do-or-die plays, ball bounce up and you hit off the heel. You don't get a chance to read the hops as well as you do if you slow yourself down a little bit.
Just the 7th error for Flores. Is really good with the glove, but the Knights get a leadoff man on. Here's Anthony Calabro, struck out his first time up against Max Grubbs. Knights down 3-1, bottom half of the fourth. And the pitch. Calabro gets a piece, fouls it off. It's 0-1.
First pitch slider there from Grubbs. Good pitch. Calabro fouls it off. Priebus over at first base hasn't been much of a steal threat at all this year. Only a couple stolen bases from him.
No ball, 1-strike count. Runner at first, nobody out. Going to pick off attempt at first, and Priebus will dive back. UCF got a run in the bottom of the first. Texas tied it up in the second. Got a 2-run homer by Will Gasparino in the top of the fourth. The 0-1 pitch and line hop. They'll get one, and they'll throw to first, and they'll get the double play. Well, Flores shows you that he does have a good glove. That short hop makes for an easy 6-4-3.
It's that tough one, too. It's hit hard off the bat, and it's that one hop. He puts his body in a great position to get behind that ball. Fields it clean, flips to second base, turn 2 6-4-3 for the double play.
Now 2 outs, nobody on. Danny Neary grounded out to the second baseman, Jack O'Dowd, who was in shallow right field, as he is now on this pitch. Outside, ball 1. See that defensive positioning again with the second baseman on that outfield grass, and now 2-0. Texas.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, Texas still with a chance to win the regular season title. They're 3 games back. Knights trying to get into the conference tournament. Both teams a lot at stake this weekend. 2-0 pitch. Strike 2 and 1.
We're starting to see Grubbs mix that changeup in a little bit more to these left-handed hitters that UCF has, and it's been pretty good. He's only thrown it 9% of the time this year, so it's not a pitch that he goes too often, but when he does, he's using it to his advantage.
Now 3 and 1 to Neary. Yeah, you kind of felt like when he got to the first, only giving up 1. If he's going to settle down, then what? And you've seen he's been really good.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Gets behind here right now, but we've seen him get behind before and then bounce right back.
3-1 pitch. Check swing, and that's going to be down the line for Neary. He'll round first. Danny's going to hustle and hold up there. And what is a long single for the UCF catcher. Down 2, didn't want to force something there.
Yeah, gets fooled there. It looked like that sinker, and he just check swings in a perfect location right down the third baseline. Gets himself a knock in a big spot for UCF, trying to get something going here with 2 outs.
That was Danny that put the brakes on. Ted Tom at first gave him the signal to go, but Neary looked up and said, stay right here. Braden Calise struck out his first time up. Now 4 hits for UCF, and there's a strike to Calise.
Good fastball again. That sinker is starting to work now. Starting to figure out how much break he's got on that thing.
The 0-1. Outside throw to first, and just getting back as Rylan Galvan shows you that arm Stephen Branca talked about. Quick throw to first.
Like I said, this guy was so fun to watch when I was studying for this series. He is spectacular behind home plate. He's got an absolute hose for an arm.
1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs, runner at first. Low 2 and 1 to Calise.
That's something else I like about him too. He's got so much confidence in his glove. He'll pick that ball there and look to make sure there's no runners that are taking advantage of the ball that might be in the dirt.
2 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss by Calise. 2 and 2.
Good slider, but it's still at the top of the zone. We're still seeing it up. But UCF is expanding the zone a little bit. That ball there off the plate away. If I'm Grubbs, I go right back to it just to work it even further off the plate away.
Now 2-2 pitch to Calise, and Grubbs delivers. And he fouls it off, and the bat goes out of his hands. Stays 2 and 2.
That's a slider, catches him out in front of it, and he's just trying to get a piece of it, and there it goes.
Did you ever launch one of the stands on a swing?
Yeah, actually, I have. Yep. And sometimes your hands get slick. I mean, especially humid games like this.
2-2 pitch again. And he hits it to right field, base hit. Neary's going to hold up at second, past the glove of Jack O'Dowd. And the Knights get back-to-back 2-out singles here in the 4th.
This is kind of what we talked about earlier with Calise. Not trying to do too much with 2 strikes, shortens up that swing, just tries to get the barrel to it, gets enough of it to get by O'Dowd over at second base. And UCF's now got 2 guys on.
In second, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Texas leads 3-1. And a strike to Kluska.
Good fastball there, down and in, catches the inside corner at the bottom of the zone for strike 1.
No ball, 1 strike count. Popped up out of play, and it's 0-2.
Another fastball there. Kluska's a little behind on it. As a pitcher, sometimes you'll see a hitter's behind on a fastball and you want to go back to the fastball, but when you got a big league slider like Max Grubbs has, that's the pitch I'd be going to in this situation right here. Waste no time, go to that pitch that you've gotten your strikeouts on so far tonight.
No ball, 2-strike count to the UCF shortstop. Runners off at first and second with 2 outs. Texas leads 3-1, bottom of the 4th. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he struck him out. A pair of 2-out singles by UCF, but they leave him out there. The end of 4. Texas on top of the 5th. 3-4-5 for Texas. Here's Peyton Powell, their third baseman. A base hit and a strikeout against Ben Vespi. First pitch swinging out to left field. Prevesk. To his left, 1 pitch and 1 out.
That's exactly what you're looking to do right there. If you're Ben Vespi, get back in the zone. 1 pitch, 1 out. Try to be efficient this inning after Texas had a pretty good inning last inning.
So 1 down. And Max Ballou will step in to fly out and a walk. Well, the 6'2" sophomore steps in, and Vespi's pitch. And there for a strike, 0-1. And in that UCF bullpen, Spencer Bauer coming back after he's been nursing an injury, gets loose. The 0-1, swing and a miss. He hits 0-2.
Good changeup there by Ben Vespi. Just bottom drops right out of that pitch.
Now the 0-2 offer by Vespi. Ground ball to first and fair ball down the line. Rounding first to second goes Ballou. And he will hold up there with a 1-out double for Texas. Stephen, fair or foul?
I have maybe the best seat in the house. And
we're right down the line.
I thought it was foul. You see here, this ball, it's hooked. It's a fastball hooked down a first baseline. And it looks like it bounces beyond the bag. From my look, it was about 6 inches foul. Now, whether or not it crossed over the corner of that bag or not makes a big difference.
1-out double for Ballou. And Kimball Schuessler steps in. He hits it to right field, then towards the line. Ziska hustles over. He'll make the catch. They got a chance at second base. The throw goes down to second, and they're going to get him at second base for the inning-ending double play. Ballou thought that was going to drop. Ziska makes the catch, fires in the relay, gets the inning-ending double play. The Longhorns, no run. Double play to end the top of the 5th. Stephen Branca take us through the great play by Ziska.
Yeah, Jack Ziska covers great ground moving to his left. We've seen it all year. There hasn't been a ball down the line that's dropped on him. But off the bat, it's very understandable to think that ball is going to be a double down the line. And Ballou thought the same thing, and he takes off for third base thinking he's going to score. And next thing you know, Ziska was shocked, comes up throwing to second base, and double play for UCF to get out of what could potentially have been a big inning for Texas.
So Rich Wallace's team makes their first double play defensively, takes us to the bottom half of the 5th. And UCF will get the top of the lineup as Andrew Braid will bat for the 3rd time against Max Grubbs. A walk and a strikeout. Grubbs gave up that first inning run. Since then, he's been excellent. And now Braid steps in to start the last half of the 5th in a 3-1 ball game with Texas on top. And he looks at strike 1. So every home series in the Big 12 for UCF, the concession stand will serve something that connects to the visiting team's food traditions, the 0-1. And a strike 0-2. Texas, I think, barbecue. So we've got, it's a brisket burger or brisket sandwich.
Yeah. You got yourself a brisket sandwich here. It looks like it's a white cheese with guacamole and some onions over the top of that.
0-2 pitch fouled off by Brate. There you are.
I mean, so that thing is, it's a monster of a
Loaded.
sandwich.
Yeah.
It's running off of there. That's how a sandwich should be.
Yeah.
It should be full. You should have to wash your hands after eating a sandwich.
Lots of concessions to enjoy. Night of the ballpark. No ball, 2-strike count to Brate. And the pitch. Grounded foul. There is a knife for you and I to cut through that. We're not just going to rip it apart with our hands. There's area where you can get some of that Texas barbecue tonight. No ball, 2-strike count, and the pitch popped up into the outfield, and Gasparino makes the catch, and one down.
I'll tell you what, Max Grubbs has been fantastic ever since the first. He is locked in, and he gets right back in the zone there with a breaking ball and gets break to pop up to center field.
One out, Lex Bodeker steps in. He had that big strikeout to end the UCF fourth with a couple of guys on and showing some emotion coming off the mound. 82 pitches thus far, 60 strikes. And Bodeker takes outside ball one. Lex, one of the 5 hits for UCF tonight.
You know, they showed that graphic there. He's only thrown 20-something balls, but it felt like he threw about 10 of those in the first inning.
That was 21st out of 83 pitches. Yeah,
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, he has pounded the zone ever since.
1-0 pitch to Bodeker. And now 2-0.
And as we talk about that, he goes 2-0 to this hitter here. But what he's done is he goes 2-0 or 3-1 to somebody, and next thing you know, he's right back in.
2-0 pitch. Fouled into the catcher's glove, 2-1.
And there you see it, right back in with the heater.
There's nothing on the velo that impresses you. What impresses you is just where the ball's moving for Grubbs.
Exactly. It's location and the amount of action each pitch has, the movement on those pitches.
2-1, he one-hops that one, 3 balls and 1 strike.
There's that changeup again to the lefty. He's been showing it a whole lot more than he has all season. Like I said, coming into tonight, it's a pitch he's only thrown 9% of the time.
3-1 pitch here to Bodeker. And he foul tips out of the catcher's glove. Now 3-2. It's big pitch here with Zisk on deck for UCF, down 2.
Yeah, and it's a 3-2 count, so you see him chase a fastball up there. You can't decide, okay, I'm going to go back to a fastball up to see if he chases. You can't intentionally throw a ball here, right?
Poke out pitch. Popped up into the outfield and hustling over. It'll be the center fielder, Gasparino.
Fastball off for strike 3, and then fastball down and in with disgusting movement on that sinker for strike 3.
Now Jack Ziska. Sac fly and a base hit for the night right fielder. And he fouls that first pitch off. The 5 strikeouts ties the season high that Grubbs had against Baylor and Kansas State in back-to-back appearances. He's got 5 through 4 2/3. Ziska waits on an 0-1 pitch, and here it comes. And ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
That might have been a strike if caught by Galvan behind home plate. I don't know if they got crossed up there or what. It looked like a little bit of miscommunication.
The 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now set for the 2-1 pitch. And Grubbs delivers. Hit to left field and a base hit. Jack Ziska's got another hit tonight for UCF. It's another 2-out hit for the Knights.
Another good piece of hitting by Jack Ziska. Sees himself a sinker up in the zone, and he attacks it, just ambushes this pitch and hits a line shot to left field for a base knock. Ball is well hit.
So Ziska's at first. Here's Andrew Sundin. Every time Sundin's come to the plate, which is twice, he's had runners on. A strikeout and a flyout. So Ziska at first with 2 outs. The Knights have their 6th hit. A 3-1 Texas lead, bottom half of the 5th. And Sundin down low, ball 1.
Slider there, first pitch, misses down and away to Sundin. Grubbs would like to come back with the sinker after he misses with the slider early in the count.
1 ball, no strike count. And the pitch. Sundin pops it up into right field. Ballou makes the catch, inning ends a 2-out single. Porter Brown leads it off, and Ben Vespe's pitch is fouled off, 0-1. Mark Daniel, Steven Branca, and a great production team. Glad you're with us. There's the sandwich that they delivered to the booth here. Look at that. Put the onions on top. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a line drive off the glove of Khalees. Kluska will throw and safe at first. Is Porter Brown. A number of times tonight, Texas gets aboard on a hit to the infield. Hard hit ball there.
That ball smashed to Khalees. Khalees tries to make a play off his glove. Kluska comes up and makes a heck of a play and almost makes the out at first base. Because Porter Brown thinks he's going to round this ball off and try to get to 2, realizes he got to straighten his route back out and run straight to first.
Brown's got a couple of hits as Khalees couldn't get the glove on that. The Longhorns, the leadoff man at first, and Rylan Galvan. The sacrifice bunt, he squares here along with a ground out tonight. Best people throw over. 3-1 game, and David Pierce, the head coach at Texas, tries to build on that 2-run lead. Did you get your fork?
No, I haven't gotten a fork yet. Yeah, I think there's one coming, though.
Again, he squares to bunt. Runner goes, pitches off the glove of Neary. And Brown looks for a moment to go to third, but he stays right there, so they don't need the sacrifice bunt now with the runner down at second and nobody out.
That's a fastball up in the zone. And Porter Brown's got a heck of a jump. I mean, he was going to be there either way, but it's a good pitch to throw on and just kind of gets away from Neary a little bit.
Longhorns a runner at second. Start the top half of the 6th, up 3-1. And Vespe's 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to short. Runner goes off the glove of Kluska. Everybody's safe, and the Longhorns have first and third with nobody out.
Kluska sits back and lets this ball eat him up. It's just a ground ball to shortstop. It's got a little bit of heat to it, but 4 hops. Doesn't move his feet a whole lot. Feet got stuck and gets that in-between hop and just ricochets off his wrist.
Well, now Drew Thomas will come out. And Texas tries to open up the lead, where it sits at 3-1. And tough guy to face now, Will Gasparino. Last time up, Steven Branca, 2-run homer.
Yeah, he got himself a fastball. And, man, it took forever, it felt like, to get out of the ballpark. But, man, he's got such great power. They said last night when he came here to take batting practice, he felt like he was back on a youth field hitting the way the ball was flying out of the ballpark. He's got great power.
Well, Texas up 3-1. Now first and third, nobody out. And Gasparino with 3 RBIs tonight. There's Spencer Bauer in that UCF bullpen. For the record, Branca wants a fork because he doesn't want to eat the bread.
Correct.
You just want the pulled pork? Yep. Which, in all due respect, that's what I have. So.
Yeah.
Except I use my hands on my side of the plate. Here's the pitch. And Gasparino went around, 0-1. Do you think less of me, which isn't hard to do?
No, you bring like tissues and napkins and stuff into the booth, so you were able to clean up your hands, or else I would have done the same
share.
Thing. I'm sure you would.
I have napkins and tissues for you. Here's the 0-1 pitch. First and third, nobody out. And a strike, it's 0-2.
Good fastball. Looked like the cutter there on the outside corner.
There's the hot dogs piling up there and all the good food. Down below, no ball, 2-strike count. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
That's there with the off speed. He's gotten ahead of Gasparino here. Got to be careful with a guy like him and his power. Try to get him to chase something like he did first pitch, that fastball up in the zone.
Now the 1-2 by Vespe. Fouled away. Still sits at 1-2. Gasparino does lead the team in strikeouts, but he's got all 3 Longhorn RBIs in this game. The 1-2 pitch by Ben Vespe. High chopper, foul, third base side.
Yeah, leading the team in strikeouts, so that just comes with the territory of being a freshman in this order, right? He's learning as he goes. And he's not a freshman anymore. He's got enough at-bats now to where he's growing as a hitter, and he's gotten better as the year has gone on. He's starting to figure things out a little bit, but he's still young.
Vespi steps off the mound. Rylan Galvan was a little bit slow getting back to first after that foul ball. That's why time was called. Pitch 87 for Ben Vespi here in the sixth with 2 on, nobody out. And the pitch. Fouled away.
Good time for the slider. Trying to get one down and away out of the zone. See if you can get Gasparino to chase down and out.
Another 1-2 pitch by Ben Vespi for UCF. He delivers, runner goes, pitch is cut on and missed. Runner goes to second, but a strikeout to Gasparino. Now 1 out, second and third. And Rich Wallace coming out to ask if there was interference there.
It's a changeup down and in. And Neareye takes a bat off the head and neck area.
Rich is, I think he's going to ask for the umps to gather on this one. So first and third, 1 out. And O'Dowd steps in against Spencer Bauer. And a bunt goes foul.
And 91 at the top of the zone, fouled straight back on the bunt. A lot of times that's first and third is a safety squeeze situation. They'll try to put the bunt down the first base side and have that runner score from third base.
No ball, 1 strike count. Calise back even with the bag at third. The 0-1 pitch by Bauer. Down low, 1-1.
Yeah, so in this scenario here, what O'Dowd is trying to do, he's trying to put a bunt down the first base side, move the runner to second base, and because of the location of where that bunt is, Porter Brown from third base should score pretty easily.
Now 1-1 pitch. Here it comes. And he bunts, and he does do just that. Bauer will flip to first to get the out there. Texas adds a run and goes up 4-1.
Perfect execution right there to give yourself up in that spot any day of the week to drive in a run and move the other guy into scoring position. Really well done by Jack O'Dowd. He puts this bunt right down the first baseline. Porter Brown able to score easy and advance to second base. Rylan Galvan does.
Fundamental baseball usually rewards the team that executes it well, and that's the case there. Top of the lineup now for Texas. Jared Thomas steps in what is now a 4-1 Texas lead. 2 outs, a runner down at second. And Bauer delivers. Ground ball. Breaks outfield grass, fields, and throws to get the out. The Longhorns get one. He's got 68 in the year. Knights now down 4-1. Max Grubbs went 7 against Baylor on March the 24th. Gave up 1 run there. He's given up 1 run as he starts the bottom of the 6th here. And Priebus fouls it back, 0-1.
Yeah, coming into this series, Texas was second in the Big 12 Conference in hits, total hits as an offense. And UCF's pitching staff has let up the least amount of hits. So that was the matchup you had coming into this thing. And right now, the Longhorn Bats are winning that battle.
They lead 4-1, have 8 hits to UCF's 1 run and 6 hits. The 0-1 to Priebus. And a ground ball to short and fielded by Flores. And 1 down.
Good job by Flores there. I mean, just makes it look so easy. Just gets his body outside of that ball, works his way back through it, and fires a strike to first base. See this ball here. Just a couple of hops, 3 hops, gets his body outside it, works his feet through it, follows his throw, fires a strike.
1 down as Flores gets the assist, and here's Anthony Calabro. Strikeout and grounded into a double play. On a hard hit ball, short hop in front of Flores. And he fouls that pitch off, 0-1.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Jacob Gonzalez, the shortstop we got to see from Ole Miss for a couple of years when they played against UCF.
Jaden Duplantier throws in the Texas bullpen. The 0-1 pitch. And Calabro takes up high, ball 1. What'll be the 100th pitch for Max Grubbs. And check swing down the third base line. Grubbs fields and throws, and a great defensive play by Max Grubbs off the mound. Second time he's done that tonight.
Yeah, super athlete off the mound, bounces off and makes a heck of a play. This isn't an easy one. Calabro moves well down the line. He's busting it. A really nice play from Grubbs.
There's the pitch count and the number. Although 29 and 71 strikes and 29 balls is what it is on the 100 pitch count for Max Grubbs. Might be his last batter as Danny Neary bats with 2 outs, no one on in the 6th. And Neary takes a strike, a base hit for Neary his last time up. Can I do my hello to Mom?
Absolutely.
Mom's watching tonight down in South Florida. Don't know what they had for dinner, but a big shout out to Mom and family. Pitches out. I don't think Mom had barbecue tonight. Didn't have any Texas brisket made in Orlando.
No.
1 ball, 1 strike count. 2 outs, nobody on to the pitch. Strike 1 and 2.
There's that breaking ball. It's been such a great pitch so far tonight for Grubbs.
One, 2 count to Danny Neary. Down low 2 and 2. Well, to be completely open about the sandwich, the brisket was good. The onions on top were good. I didn't eat the bread, and you didn't eat the bread.
Correct.
We're healthy guys, but the brisket I thought was good.
The guts inside the sandwich were fantastic. The guts, the inside.
The brisket was really good. The guts. 2-2 pitch. Hit to left center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Neary's got 2 hits tonight. Another 2-out hit for UCF. The challenge, though, is to make something happen with those 2-out hits.
Yeah, great piece of hitting here. It's a changeup that's just fading away from Danny Neary, and he sticks with it and hits a line drive into left field, opposite field over the shortstop's head for the 2-out hit, like you said, but stringing them together.
So here's Braden Calise. A runner at first. And a throw over. And Neary dives back. 4-1 Texas lead, bottom half of the 6th. Game 1 of 3, 6 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock on Sunday. And that pitch is out of the zone for ball 1. Rich Wallace watches on. He knows the importance of all these games down the stretch for his team. The 1-0. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes to count.
Couple of fastballs miss up in the zone. Looks like Duplantier here is trying to overthrow a little bit, trying to throw too hard and just missing up now twice.
The 2-0 pitch to Calise. And a strike 2 and 1. Duplantier missed the 21 season with an injury. Came back and pitched the last 2 years for Texas. Did play his true freshman year in 2020. The 2-1 pitch. And a strike 2 and 2.
Gets back in the zone with the next 2 fastballs. Bounces right back after going 2-0 in the count here to Calise. He hops right back in the zone with 2 heaters.
2 ball, 2 strike count to the ninth third baseman. And the pitch. Missed. 3 and 2.
Tried to go to the off speed, tried to go to the slider there, and he misses.
Now full count pitch. Run at first will be moving on the pitch. And here it comes. And he got him. A strikeout, foul tip caught with the catcher Galvano. The inning ends. No runs.
Outs. But if you can't string anything together with 2 outs, I mean, it's kind of a lost cause there.
Jalen Flores leads off the Texas 7th. It takes outside ball 1. Mark Daniel, Steven Branca, a great production team tonight. Another hot day for them. We appreciate their great work. Texas on top 4-1. The 1-0 pitch. Down low 2-0. Spencer Bauer again missed the last couple of weeks, nursing an injury. The 2-0 pitch. That's hit deep to left field, way back, and that ball is a foul ball.
90-mile-an-hour fastball hammered. I mean, destroyed the left field by Jalen Flores. If you're going to throw a fastball again, get it further in.
2-1 pitch by Bauer. Goes outside, 3-1.
Neareye was moving his way in, trying to get in there, and Bauer misses badly away.
The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and for the 5th time tonight, the Longhorns get a leadoff man aboard.
Really good at bat by Jalen Flores. They've been fantastic at leading off innings. Texas offense has really been disciplined at the plate.
So runner at first to start the 7th. Here's Peyton Powell, the Longhorn third baseman. A base hit, strikeout, and flyout. Flores at first. 2 stolen bases this year. Bauer's pitch and a bunt foul. I went to one of my IST yesterday. You know the IST, right? You get older like me, you've got a urologist.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You got a allergist, podiatrist, dermatologist, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And now David Pierce wants to have a talk with Peyton Powell. So when I went to check in, they said the doctor's running about an hour late. Is that okay? Well, why would it be okay?
Absolutely not.
What person says, you know what, good, make it 2.
You know what? Yeah, I carved an extra hour out of my day for that.
So they gave me the option if you want to reschedule. As the conversation with coach and batter drags out a little bit. And I said, well, when can I come back? And she says, well, he's going to open in 7 weeks. 7 weeks.
So you either wait an hour or wait 2 months.
No ball, 1 strike count. Batter steps back in the 0-1 pitch. Pulled back of the bunt attempt. Well, then they asked me 10 minutes later, are you okay seeing the doctor's assistant? Which I said, fine. I was going for a checkup, and I know that I was fine and something.
Yeah.
So I said, no problem. So I'm back 3 minutes later, and I'm out of there in 4 minutes.
Just offer that up front, will you?
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Runner goes, pitch is hit towards second base, and they'll get the force at second, throw to first, and they get the double play. Bodecker keeps his foot on the bag, and it ends up being a 4-6-3 double play for the Knights.
What a play. I mean, because this is tough. You got Flores taking off on a hit and run. Doesn't interfere with that ball. I'll tell you what, Brate's able to get that ball out quick and get that flip to second base, and Kluska makes a good turn. Good footwork over at first base by Bodecker to keep his foot on the bag here to complete that double play.
Big double play there, and Max Ballou will step in. Fly out and walk in a double for Ballou. 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss. You've played a lot of second base. That's got to be a quick decision by Brate. Do I have a chance to get him on the flip?
Yeah, you got to get it out of your glove immediately, and that's a play a lot of times you'll just take that ball straight to first base because you don't even want to take the chance of not getting any outs.
No ball, 1 strike count, and the pitch. Down low, 1-1.
You know, I played for a coach, and his motto on defense was always 1's a must, 2's a plus. And so in that situation, a lot of times you want to make sure you get 1 out. That's a headsy play right there by Brate to get that double play started. 1
ball, 1 strike count, 4-1 Texas, top of the 7th. Now 2-1 to Ballou. Spencer Bauer on a relief of Ben Vespi. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
That's a good changeup. Bauer's mixing in that changeup to these left-handed hitters. Throwing it a couple times during this at-bat. You see Ballou way out in front of that pitch there down in the zone.
2 ball, 2 strike count. And the pitch. Ground ball to short. Kluska fields and throws, and in time, the big double play for UCF. Ends any threat for the Longhorns. Came out of the 6th inning to get an inning-ending strikeout. For Max Scruggs, who stands to be the winning pitcher unless UCF can rally, Mikey Kluska begins the bottom of the 7th and fouls it off as Plantier throws that first pitch. 0-1.
91 on the outside part of the plate, and Kluska fouls it off. That fastball had him beat.
No ball, 1 strike count. Kluska line out to fly in a strikeout. And time called as, I think, Rylan Galvana equipment issue there.
Yeah, pitch count looked like it came off his glove. He keeps it on his glove, I believe.
Yep. So they'll give him a moment to get the device back on. There's the pitcher's pitch count device. Little help from the umpire. And we're set to play. Bottom half of the 7th, the 4-1 Texas lead over UCF. And the 0-1 pitch. Kluska hits to right field. That ball will drop in, a fair ball. Kluska rounds first. He'll hold up there with his team down 3. Didn't want to force the play, even though Ballou bobbled that. I think he recognized that Kluska wasn't going, but a leadoff man aboard for UCF, Stephen.
Yeah, leadoff hit here is exactly what UCF's been looking for, and this one is just in the right spot at the right time. Just drops right inside the line in right field to start things up here for UCF in the 7th.
Third time tonight a leadoff man's gotten aboard for the Knights. They got a run in the 1st. Did not get a run home in the 4th. Now Andrew Brate bats. Brate a walk, a strikeout, and a flyout. Bases to Plantier for the first time. And he squared the bunt, pulls it back. Down 3, though. A little bit different if you're down 1 or 2 when it comes to the bunt.
And UCF has been a small ball type of team all year, so I wouldn't be shocked if you see the bunt again here.
1 ball, no strike count. Brate doesn't show bunt there. Third baseman Peyton Powell is up a bit at third. Now 2-0 the count, and now maybe Brate's taking a pitch.
You might see him square here as a fake bunt, just trying to get a little bit of a decoy out there.
Hits it to right center field for a base hit. Kluska will round second. He'll go to third. Here comes the throw to third base, and he is going to be safe at third. Throw is cut off. Go back to first. Gets past the first baseman. Here comes Kluska home. He'll throw down to second base, and he's going to be safe at second. The tag missed by D. Kennedy. It's a 4-2 ball game, and a runner at second for UCF with nobody out.
What a play here. This ball is being thrown around the field. Is a heck of a throw from the outfield into the infield, and Flores does a great job. It's a line shot off the bat of Brate. And then out of right field, Ballou comes up firing, and Flores does a great job cutting this ball off and throwing to first base. He's got Brate almost dead to rights over at first base, but throws a little bit off, crosses the line with Brate there, and next thing you know, he's sliding head first safe into second base, avoiding the tag.
Texas does not challenge, which means David Pierce looked at his second baseman, D. Kennedy, who said he was safe. Now Lex Bodecker the plate. What now is a 4-2 ball game, and suddenly the tying run of the plate for UCF with nobody out in the 7th. Bodecker 1 for 3. And Brate at second in scoring position. Big cut there, fouls it off, 0-1.
Fastball in on the hands. That went off the bat tape. That's how far it got in on Lex Bodecker. If I'm Duplantier, I go right back in there with that pitch.
No ball, 1 strike count. Rich Wallace wants to talk to Lex Bodecker. Well, clearly Flores thought he had, and he did have, a runner wide at first.
Yeah.
If he makes the right throw, maybe it's an out, and there's a runner at third with 1 out. But the throw gets away, and now a run in, and a run at second with nobody out.
It just happened to cross over with Brate and Thomas over at first base trying to make a catch. It just was the right place.
No ball, 1 strike count to Bodecker. Outside, 1-1. A righty throws in the Texas bullpen. A run in for UCF. It's a 4-2 Texas lead. The 1-1 pitch. Popped up into center field. Coming over is the right fielder. It'll go away to the center fielder, Gasparino. To third base goes Braid, and he is safe. Good throw by Gasparino, but Braid gets a valuable 90 feet there to get to third with one out.
I thought UCF was going to get nothing out of this play, but Braid tags up from second base, and man, it was a very good throw from Gasparino, just not in time.
So runner at third with one out, and Jack Ziska at the plate. And Steven, sacrifice fly and a couple of singles by Ziska. The last one a bullet to left. Good spot for UCF to try to draw within one if Ziska can come through. Runner at third, one out.
The Texas infield was just in for a second. The head coach David Pierce pushed them all back. So now with one out, a ground ball up the middle scores a run for UCF.
Runner at third and one down. And the pitch. And a strike 71 miles an hour by Duplantier.
Big looping curveball from Duplantier. It's got a ton of depth, a lot of movement from that pitch.
See, as Steven mentioned, the defense was in, then they go back. Now the 0-1 pitch. It's outside, 1-1.
Missed away with the fastball there.
Duplantier, one wild pitch in 31 2/3 this year. Ziska waits in a 1-1. High fly ball, but not that deep. Gasparino positions himself. Catch made. Great runs. Here's a throw home, and he's going to be safe at home. Good throw, but Brate with a head-first slide. It's a 4-3 ball game. Jack Ziska, RBI again. 1-run game.
Man, these are the plays you get excited about in a ball game, right? A shallow, routine fly ball to center field with that guy tagging up at third base. Gasparino comes up firing, and another really good throw by Gasparino, but Brate just too fast and able to score just ahead of that tag. You see it here. Gasparino's able to get behind this ball and get everything he's got behind it. He throws a frozen rope to home plate. Really good throw right to Galvan, but Brate able to find his way in there.
So pinch hitter now for Andrew Sundin as A.J. Nestler will bat. As the Knights bring in the left-handed bat of Nestler, the average at .317. And what now is a one-run ball game. So Nestler will step in now with two outs and nobody on. Four 4-3 ball game. Nestler 0 for 8 as a pinch hitter this year. And the pitch. Outside ball one. A base hit by Kluska, single by Brate with an error attached onto it. And a strike, 1-1. That brought home a run, then the sacrifice fly by Ziska. 1-run game.
It was a good fastball there by Duplantier. Just fastball under the hands for a strike.
The 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1.
Skipped the fastball there. Something Nestler has done really well all year is work at bats, work counts, make pitchers throw pitches.
2-1 pitch here by the Texas righty. Just missed, now 3-1 with Prebesk on deck. Rich Wallace wouldn't mind if this pinch hitter gets aboard on a walk. The 3-1 pitch. A strike called, it goes 3-2.
I can't tell you the number of 3-2 counts that we've seen A.J. Nestler get himself into.
We'll get a full count pitch coming here. And the 3-2 pitch to Nessler. Hit towards the hole, tough play. Third baseman turns and throws, and he is out at first. A great play by Peyton Powell to get Nessler by a step at first. I think UCF wants to challenge this. So we'll see if we get our first replay of the night, and he may have gotten him, Stephen.
Yeah, I think it's there just before him. I mean, that's a heck of a play to spin around and fire a strike like we just saw. Incredible play.
This call's going to stand. I think they got Nessler right there, foot not in the bag, and the inning's going to end here as we get. And the umpire tells us that he is out. And the inning ends. 2 runs, 2 hits for UCF, though. They make it a 1-run ball game. We'll go to the 8th. Along the warning track, we start the top half of the 8th in a 1-run ball game. And Kimball Schuessler steps in for Texas against Spencer Bauer. Fires a strike. Bauer inning in a third, inning in 2/3 in relief. But now 1-run game, Stephen. Different ball game now.
Yeah, totally different ball game now. I mean, every pitch matters. I mean, every pitch has mattered this entire time, but Texas was kind of cruising there for a little bit. UCF kind of punched back there.
Hit to right field. Ziska comes in and makes the catch, and 1 down.
So Bauer goes off speed first pitch, then goes 92-mile-an-hour heater on the outside corner and turns it just right at Ziska in right field.
Kyle Kramer is in the night bullpen and begins to throw a little bit. Ben Vespi went 5 1/3 for UCF. Max Grubbs 5 2/3 for Texas. Grubbs can still be the winning pitcher. Porter Brown to the plate, and Bauer misses down low for ball 1. Well, Texas began the night 3 games back of Oklahoma. The Sooners are down 6-2 to Baylor. That's not good news for UCF, trying to stay ahead of Baylor in the conference standings. 1-0 pitch, and that missed 2-0. One bit of good news, though, is Texas Tech is losing 11-0 to Oklahoma State in the 3rd.
It's a lot of runs in 3 innings.
Texas Tech began the night 12-15 in the league. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Porter Brown, and missed 3-0.
You see a walk here, you might see Kyle Kramer come into this ball game.
Now 3-0 pitch by Bauer. There's a strike, 3-1. Four 3 game, top of the 8th. First ever meeting between UCF and Texas. And a 3-1 pitch. Foul back. 3-2.
Fastball there from Bauer. And Porter Brown's a little behind on it.
Get a full count pitch with 1 out, nobody on. And Bauer delivers. Foul back.
Another fastball there, top of the zone, fouled straight back by Porter Brown.
Three ball, 2 strike count. 4-3 Texas. They bat top of the 8th. And the pitch. Ground ball, Kluska off the glove. And a runner aboard in what becomes the 2nd error tonight for Mikey Kluska.
Takes a big hop up the middle. Kluska not able to handle it. Just hits off the side of his glove, it looked like. See here, it's chopper, hits off the dirt in front of home plate, but I think it was a little bit harder than he expected.
So now a runner on and 1 out for Texas.
The best arms out of the bullpen for UCF all year, this year and last year. He's been very, very consistent for them. He's got a good fastball, about 88 to 91. Comes on the hitters pretty quick because he's got such a short arm action, and then the slider is his best pitch. Mixes the changeup in every now and then for show, but mainly fastball slider type of guy.
So Ben Vespi, Spencer Bauer, and now Kyle Kramer. And there's Ben Vespi, started the night for UCF. Trying to see if his team can rally, but right now got to keep the Longhorns where they are in a 1-run game. Rylan Galvan will step to the plate. Sacrifice bunted ground out, reached on an error. The guy behind him is Will Gasparino right there. But Galvan will step in with 1 out and 1 on. Porter Brown at first with a stolen base tonight already. And Kramer throws over.
Quick feet from Kramer on the pickoff move. Kramer was a high school shortstop. Very athletic on the mound.
Now wait for the pitch. In there for a strike. It's 0-1. No ball, 1 strike count. And the 0-1. Ground ball to Kramer. He'll throw down to Kluska. 1 throw to first in time. Double play. Kyle Kramer comes out of the bullpen. And the Knights turn the double play. No runs, no. Bottom half of the 8th. Matt Prebesk. 1 for 3. Steps in. 1-run ball game. And Boehm delivers. Swing and a miss. 90 miles an hour there.
Yeah, good arm side run on the fastball there at 90.
The 0-1 pitch. And strike at 95, says the radar. It's 0-2.
Yeah, he's got an electric arm. Good fastball right there at 95.
He's got 5 of the 9 saves for Texas this year. He's got Prebesk at 0-2. And the pitch. Fouled back by Prebesk.
Another fastball at 95 in warm weather. Feeling pretty good for Gage Boehm right now. Arm feels loose.
No ball, 2 strike count. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And he gets Prebesk. Strikes out, 1 down.
That's a cutter right there. 89-mile-an-hour cutter, this pitch. I mean, that thing explodes out of the hand of Gage Boehm and ends up almost behind Matt Prebesk for strike 3 on a swing and miss.
Boehm's first year at Texas, played junior college ball last couple of years. Went 2 2/3 a week ago for a Friday night victory against Oklahoma State. Gave up 3 hits and no runs. Anthony Calabro looks at strike 1.
That's a cutter there. The slider, the other breaking ball that he has is a little bit slower, 86 to 89 on the cutter.
Now the 0-1. Ground ball to short. Flores. 2 down quickly here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Goes to the cutter again and gets Calabro to roll over it to shortstop, and the sure-handed Jalen Flores able to make that play.
Now Denny Neareye has a couple of hits tonight. Got a pair of 2-out singles. The average up to 286. And I think, as you and I have talked with Andrew Sundin's injury, a lot more playing time for Neareye. And I think offensively this is even a little bit better than what UCF thought they'd get.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just been steady Eddie, just does everything really well.
Takes a strike there. It's 0-1.
He's had some really big hits this year for UCF too. Jumped the gate a few times in big situations for UCF.
No ball, 1 strike count. And the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. A run in the first for UCF. Texas tied it up in the second. A 2-run homer by Will Gasparino in the 4th. Texas added 1 in the 6th. UCF added 2 in the 7th to get to a 4-3 ball game. Bottom half of the 8th. One ball, 1 strike count. And Bame's 1-1 pitch. A slow 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, there's the big breaking ball there. It's 78 miles an hour. You see how much depth that pitch has. A lot of movement to that breaking ball.
Ace Whitehead and Dom Stagliano, the 2 starters tomorrow. 6:05 first pitch. And we got a bird on the field. That's usually a sign of a recruiting announcement coming by UCF when that bird happens.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if Gus Malzahn is adding something late here in the portal, but the bird's going to sail out of here.
They have those in Texas, too.
Let's see if it brings UCF good luck. A crane commencement. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch. Now 3-1. Nearide just trying to get on base here.
It's a big spot right here. 3-1 count, 2 outs.
Three ball, 1 strike count. And the pitch. Low ball 4. Well, it's the first batter Texas has walked since Andrew Brate in the bottom half of the first. And it comes with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And Dylan King is going to pinch hit here for Braden Calise. So Neareye is at first. And here comes Dylan King in a pinch hit spot. The average at 250 for Dylan King. So the tying run at first for UCF with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Four 3-ball game. And Dylan King steps in. Neareye at first. Dylan King has 4 doubles in his 10 hits. Neareye off at first with 2 outs in a 1-1 game. Outside, ball 1.
Bame misses away with 93. Fastball away, just off the plate by a couple of balls. Got to work his way back in the zone. Take a deep breath, get your rhythm back.
The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Mixes that cutter back in.
One ball, 1 strike count to Dylan King. UCF down 4-3, 2 outs, 1 at first, bottom of the 8th. A 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
That's the cutter again. You see the movement on that pitch. That's 87 miles an hour. The amount that moves. It's a pretty good pitch.
You would think it's coming again here.
I would venture to say yes.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Dylan King. Low 2-2.
Yeah, he went right back to it. Just misses down and in. Doesn't get the swing and a miss. But great spot.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Second baseman D. Kennedy on the outfield grass, about 8 to 10 steps. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off by King.
It's really hard to come off the bench and hit, period, but it's also really hard to hit good pitching like Gage Bame right now. I mean, 86 to 88 mile an hour cutter and a fastball up to 95.
2-2 pitch again to Dylan King. And just missed there. Count goes full, 3-2.
There's that 94 mile an hour heater, just misses in off the plate. Good eye by Dylan King.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Mikey Kluska waits on deck.
Neareye will be in motion here.
The 3-2 pitch by Bame. Ball 4, and the inning continues. Back-to-back walks will put the tying run at second base now for UCF.
He missed out of the zone. We tried to go back to the cutter there in a 3-2 count. Missed down.
So now Mikey Kluska will bat. And a pinch runner now is Andrew Estrella. who will come in and play third base, will go and pinch run down at second for Danny Neary. That means Dylan King is going to be your catcher.
Yep.
Here's Kluska. A base hit his last time up. If he can do the same thing, we'd have a tie game. So first and second, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Kluska steps in. Estrella down at second. Dylan King's at first. 4-3 ball game. Bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Paige Bame's pitch is up high. Ball 1.
Missed with the cutter there.
1 ball, no strike count. Bame got 2 quick outs to start the inning, but a couple of walks since then. The 1-0 pitch to Kluska. Swings and misses. It's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike count. Kluska trying to come through with 2 outs. Runners off at first and second. The 1-1 pitch. And pitch clock. I think, yeah, pitch clock violation. That'll be a ball. Makes it 2-1, the first pitch clock violation of the night.
I thought he called balk at first, but it was definitely the pitch clock. Would have been a totally different scenario if it was a balk. I didn't see any kind of movement.
No,
so.
he was signaling clock. Now 2 ball, 1 strike count. Kluska waits. Bame delivers. Fouled off. It's 2-2.
Fastball up in the zone, fouled straight back by Kluska. And that one there at 92, I mean, we've seen him up to 95.
So 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runners at first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. UCF trails 4-3.
Good time for that cutter.
And the pitch. Low, 3-2 to Kluska.
Runners will be in motion here. 3-2, 2 outs, first and second.
A full count pitch to come. Bame has walked the last 2. And a 3-2 pitch to Mikey Kluska. Ball 4. He's walked 3 in a row. And the inning continues.
That's a tough pitch to take right there for Mikey Kluska. A really good pitch by Gage Bame. Just misses inside.
Boy, David Pierce comes out. The Texas head coach is talking to the home.
Now you're sitting here with your guy on the bump, and he's struggling.
Brate hits a first pitch fly ball out to right field. Ballou will make the catch. And after 3 straight walks, Brate swings at a first pitch. And the inning ends. And Kramer's pitch. Outside ball 1. Four runs, 8 hits, 2 errors Texas. 3 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors UCF. And the strike makes it 1-1.
Fastball there at 91 for a strike to even up the count from Kramer. Like I said, short arm action, so that fastball kind of gets on hitters a little quicker than they expect.
1-1 pitch. And a ground ball. Kluska will glove it, throw, and a good play by Mikey Kluska. He's had a couple of errors tonight, but that's a big-time play that his pitcher needed there.
That's a huge play right there. I mean, made a couple of mistakes, and guess what? He flushed him. Now he makes a heck of a play. Sliding up the middle, turn and throw all in one motion, firing a strike, and a good athletic Will Gasparino hustling down the line.
Much harder throw than it even looked because you're spinning and fires at the first.
That's an incredible play.
Now Deke Kennedy steps in, batting for the first time tonight. Came into play second base, hitting .217 of the season. Jack O'Dowd started and missed there, ball 1. One ball, no strike count. And there's a strike by Kramer. It's 1-1.
Miss with the slider first pitch, gets back in with the fastball there to even up this count.
And that's away. 2 balls and 1 strike the count.
Miss with the slider again there. Kramer's got to find a way to get that slider back in the zone.
4-3 game, top of the 9th. And the pitch. Strike 2-2.
Finds his way back in with a fastball.
The 2-2 pitch by Kramer. Miss. Now 3-2.
Just missed with the slider there. You see it here, just off the plate, down and away. Started on the corner, worked its way off.
Now full count pitch. And Kramer delivers. Chopper that gets past the mound. Tough play, and Brate's throw is not in time. An infield single for D. Kennedy. Just got the hop over the mound, and Kennedy's aboard with 1 out.
Yeah, it was almost like I wasn't sure if Kramer saw that ball coming to him. Usually it's a play he tries to make, and I guess it just got over his head a little bit faster than he thought. And a tough play for Brate there.
D. Kennedy, 2 stolen bases. He's at first now for Texas. With a 1-run lead, but the Longhorns get back to the top of the lineup now. And Jared Thomas, 1 for 4, steps in. The average at .354. 4-3 game in the 9th. 9 hits now for the Longhorns. And that's hit to right center field. Hustling over Calabro, and he will make the catch. No, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. And the runners will be at second and third for Texas. Calabro ran it down, but could hang on. And a big play there now as the Longhorns have second and third.
This ball smashed. What a great swing by Jared Thomas. He hammers this ball, and it was almost like Calabro was surprised that he got to that ball. He kind of overran it a little bit. And you see D. Kennedy there does the right thing, stops just a couple of steps in front of second base and winds up on third.
A huge play that now gives Texas runners at second and third. Instead of 2 outs, the runner back at first. It's now second and third, 1 out, and Texas with a base hit could stretch this lead back to 3. So Jalen Flores will be the batter for Texas. Chris Sosnowski throws in the bullpen. Huge moment here for Texas. Calabro did a great job to run it down, but 1 out for Texas as Sosnowski. 4th pitcher tonight for UCF set to go. Up high, ball 1.
Missed up 92. Just missed at the top of the zone there, trying to figure out what the top of that zone is.
1 ball, no strike count. And the pitch. Ground ball past the third baseman Estrella. 2 runs will score for Texas. The Longhorns take a 6-3 lead.
Jalen Flores, such a good hitter. Gets a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone, and he turns and burns on this pitch. Hammers it. Looks like it goes right through Andrew Estrella at third base. Drives in 2 runs.
Well, talk about a momentum shift after UCF made it 4-3 at the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th, and now Texas up 6-3 and looking to add here with 1 out of the 9th. Hayden Powell, it's a ground ball to second. This should be 2. They'll get the first and fire in time to get the second, but the damage done by the Longhorns. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. And he's 1 for 4 tonight. Bottom of the 9th, Texas up 6-3, game 1 of this 3-game series. And Lex takes outside, ball 1.
Just with a 93-mile-an-hour heater away.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. Evens the count at 1. If Texas hangs on and wins here, you would think Bain not available tomorrow. Certainly can come back on Sunday, but second inning of work here for him. The 1-1 pitch. Hit to left field. Backing up but playable. And Brown makes the catch. 1 out here in the 9th.
Great job by Gage Bain. Gets back in with that cutter. Gets the fly out to left field for the first out of this inning.
Now Jack Ziska. 2 singles and 2 sacrifice flies to bring home a pair of runs. So Ziska steps in, 1 out, nobody on. Knights down 6-3, bottom of the 9th. And the pitch. Down low for ball 1. Max Grubbs stands to be the winning pitcher. Ben Vespi would be the loser. The 1-0 pitch to Ziska. Outside 2-0.
Missed there with a couple of cutters now, trying to work his way back into the zone with that pitch that's been so good for him tonight.
6:05 tomorrow. Game 2 of this series. 1:05 on Mother's Day Sunday. And a 2-0 pitch. Inside, 3-0 to Ziska.
Fastball just got away from him there. Finds himself way behind on Ziska.
Free ball. No strikeout. And a 3-0 pitch to Ziska. Strike called. Jack was 2 steps towards first base. And Rich Wallace marks out of that UCF dugout.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's way out of the zone. That's not even close. Wow. Now 3-1 pitch. And a little dribbler towards the third baseman, and they throw to first. It's a 6-3 game, but that's a big strike there. Instead of a run at first with 1 out, then Ziska grounds out.
Yeah, and the big problem with that is because that was called, he's forced to swing at the next pitch that's somewhat close. That's a slider away, and he rolls over to third base, and he's out. Gage Bain uses it to his advantage.
A.J. Nessler came on as a pinch hitter for Andrew Sundin. Back of the 7th. He bats with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. UCF down 6-3. Little blooper foul. Down the third base line. Well, no one knows how many games UCF has to win of these final 7, counting tonight, to get into the tournament if they don't win the Big 12 tournament. But every game important for where they're trying to get to. The 0-1 pitch. And a strike to Nessler, 0-2. Texas, even though the RPI not as good as UCF, a win tonight, they're now 16-9 in the 3rd best conference in the country, and that's why
they feel really good about that.
The resume is tournament worthy. An 0-2 pitch coming to Nessler. And a ground ball to first. Nice play by Thomas. He'll step on the bag, and that'll do it. The Longhorns take game 1 of the series, beating UCF by a score of 6-3. 6 runs, 11 hits, a couple of errors for Texas. 3 runs, 9 hits, and 2 errors for UCF. It was a 1-run ball game. One out for Texas as Sosnowski. Fourth pitcher tonight for UCF set to go. Up high, ball one.
Missed up 92. Just missed at the top of the zone there, trying to figure out what the top of that zone is.
1 ball, no strike count. And the pitch. Ground ball past the third baseman Estrella. 2 runs will score for Texas. The Longhorns take a 6-3 lead.
Jalen Flores, such a good hitter. Gets a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone, and he turns and burns on this pitch. Hammers it. Looks like it goes right through Andrew Estrella at third base. Drives in 2 runs.
Well, talk about a momentum shift after UCF made it 4-3 of the bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th, and now Texas up 6-3 and looking to add here with 1 out of the 9th. Hayden Powell, it's a ground ball to second. This should be 2. They'll get the first and fire in time to get the second, but the damage done by the Longhorns. They get 2 runs on 3 hits.